Are you kidding me? University of Utah has not won in SoCal in over a century. They've never won at the Coliseum. They're up by 25. This is so irony tonight. So it's like the night. It's John Lennon's birthday. He's a great peace activist, who mentored me. He means everything to me. So much of who he is why I am what I am. It's like the night tonight. And the reason I want to do this, John Lennon's birthday. I'm going to get this to show up. So, this is a historic and important video. Utah has won in L.A., Santa Susana, in over 100 years of football. Not even Glowscope, the Utah Pass won there. Not even Roy Jefferson won there. Not even Steve Smith won there. They're up by 25. Not in 100 years. So this is out just now. You know me, I fought against the Iraqi war harder than anyone. I was not born with these scars across my face. I got those fighting. I was heavily involved in the anti-war movement. I have my whole life. My death of my Marine Special Forces father. My amazing Uncle Claude. You read that obituary, I'll post it. It's about as decorated as you can get. One of the most decorated men in the history of this country has died this week. I'm heartbroken over it. I don't know what I'm going to do without him. I really don't. So, as you know, I fought the invasion of Iraq harder than anyone. Nobody fought harder than I did. So, as Rumsfeld died of the same disease as I have. So, the lead 4-star general, it's like the night tonight. This is important. This just came across the wire. He's dead of cancer. Bo Biden died. All the Iraqi people of Iraq. The people of Iraq. Whether they be children, people that lived in Iraq, military, U.S. military forces, so many are dying of cancer. So many. They use white phosphorus on their old men. You don't think I don't have any skin in this game? That was classified. My Uncle Cloud, who just passed away. You read his resume. I just read his resume, my Uncle Cloud. Passed this week. I was closer with him than anyone. He gave me this picture. It was classified. The 4-star is dead from cancer. I remember telling people, you're going to stage troops at the Polygon when they invaded Afghanistan. You know what the Polygon is? That's the Russian nuclear waste site. There's probably the most contaminated place in the world. Maybe besides Santa Susana, Los Angeles, the Coliseum. They would spit at me. I'm the son of a Special Forces Marine who gave his life. I want you to read my uncle who raised me. I want you to just read his obituary. You don't see patriotic men that raised me. My other uncle, the 3 boys, Special Forces Marine, gave his life. The oldest one, Omaha Beach, read my uncle's freaking OB. I want you to read it. They don't get more decorated. They do not get more decorated. He was a fierce anti-nuker. Patriotic as he get. Me and him talked a lot about immune white phosphorus on their own men in freaking Iraq, and he was appalled. There's an interview out there that I did with him about when they nuked my father. My uncle he was the valedictorian in chemistry. World-class athlete. He could have played anywhere for any university he wanted to in the country. Probably the greatest, well, Vic Conley himself told me he was the greatest athlete in the history of Weber High. There's no doubt in my mind. World-class decathlete, world-class football. Never lost a wrestling match at Weber. Never, ever, ever. Never lost at BYU. Valedictorian in chemistry. #1 in his class, not to mention his skeet shooting medals, not to mention his dozens and dozens of gold medals from the senior games. Lavelle Edwards was his partner. He played football for BYU, but he rooted for all local athletes. I remember the Super Bowl. He and I went over for the Oilers, the Titans. Dyson. He rooted so hard because he's local like me. I don't go red-blue. I don't play political games. I root for BYU. I root for Utah. I root for Utah State. I root for Weber State. I root for all of the grassrooters. They spit on me. The son of a Special Forces Marine who gave his life. I remember right there saying, you can't go into this war. You're using depleted uranium. You're going to stage your own trips. You're going to come home with cancer. They spit on me. So I got that scar across my face. Brass knuckles and a sucker punch. It's the price I paid. I have AML leukemia. I was given 2 months to live. In 4 days. I watched my dad be loaded in the body bag. My Uncle Clyde has died this week. The 4-star general who led the invasion of Iraq, who I was so against, it was unbelievable, is dead at 67 years old of cancer. 67 is young. Rumsfeld is dead. Sad. The whole byproduct of these wars. My uncle, read his resume. Fierce anti-nuclear. We talked so many times about him using white phosphorus, he was so appalled. He was the head guy in Japan, the #1 guy. Flew the first mission into Nam, the first. Most of my good information I used to get in the early days, where do you think I got it? 2 flying crosses. You name it, he had it. Fierce anti-nuclear. All these guys that are coming home, I say the vets are dying of cancer. I think it's irony. It's John Lennon's birthday. It's like the night tonight. The greatest peace activist who ever lived. You're looking at him, John Lennon. My daughter, oldest girl, I just talked to her. She was conceived that night. She was made that night on the beach. It's the only time I ever slept with her mama. It's been downhill ever since. The no-turn industrialized breaking machine. John Lennon would have been 81. This is a major story. Major story. His son was wounded over there. They sprayed white phosphorus on their own man. Beau Biden was over there. I know the numbers. These guys are coming home from Iraq if they don't blow their heads off. The same leukemia unit. When they get cancer, they're sending off your Marines. My dad was sending off your Marine. See the burns on him? Classified. My uncle says, you come talk to me. My mom never got a medal. My dad never got a medal. He never got any. He got dead. There's a byproduct. This is the 4-star general who led the entire invasion. This is the guy. Dead of cancer. The Hollywood Marines from Pendleton, when they get cancer, and so when they do, they send them to Utah. The vets. That's where my dad was at for so long. The VA hospital. I sit down there. I volunteer for years. I used to. COVID stopped my work. They send them here. The number of young Marines and young Army personnel that are dying from cancer now is so alarming. Iraq and Afghanistan. Afghanistan, they staged them at the polygon. Go to freaking Iraq. You want to see cancer victims. Birth defects. What's the matter with this country? What a price we paid. I don't do them like they did me. I support his family. I support him. I wouldn't wish this death on my worst enemy. Happy birthday, John Lennon. Boy, we've all paid a price, haven't we? Want to listen to the game, but go Giants. Utah hasn't won in Los Angeles in over 100 years. By the way, this is real. This is from the 60s. You need to go back to your old logo. Happy birthday, John Lennon. 81. To my beautiful uncle, I'm heartbreaking over his death. I don't know what I'm going to do without him. When my dad died, he took the reins. He's always been there for me. When I had my chest split open, his $1 million Mercedes used to drive by. Yeah, for real. He had a 1962. You should have seen this thing. Driving around. One day I see him out here driving in the field. He was married multiple times. He was married 4 times. Bet you where he doesn't talk about his high school girlfriend, Miss Allen. Oh, what a gem. My beautiful friend Paul Winchester was fighting leukemia that we met on the basketball court when he was kids. He died. We were fighting at the same time. You know, Kev, we're all terminal. Yeah. What a price. What a price. I saw this come across right as I was frequently uploading my video for Life at Night. Wow. Wow. The byproduct of these wars is cancer. Early death. And there's no cure. You can come up with your fairy tale bullshit. I like everybody still telling me how to survive. I was given 2 months to live 10 years ago. This fight is wicked. Brutal. I wouldn't wish this fucking evil fucking death via called cancer on anyone. At least he died quickly and didn't have to suffer. Happy birthday, John Lennon. To the Iraqi people, what we did, I didn't. To the military personnel, not their fault. Politicians did this. The American populace did. They're all dying young. Every Army personnel, Marine personnel that was over there. Semper Fi. They're all dying young. Very young. 67 is young. Utah hasn't won ever in the Coliseum. Unleash the Lions.
Free tight end look here for the Utes as they hand it to Thomas. Thomas busts through the hole. He's got the 20. Tavion Thomas holds onto the football and rumbles out to the 31-yard line for a gain of 21 yards. Isaiah Palamo turns over the tackle.
Haven't won in LA in over 100. Not even with the Utah Pass.
Getting through those gaps. And now
That's
they're
Scott
getting a
Mitchell.
hat on
Not
everyone,
even Scott
and there's
Mitchell.
no one in the secondary because you're selling out to the run here. And 2 times now, Utah's taken advantage of that against SC.
Thomas stays in the ball game, 1st and 10, Utah. They move it out to their 31-yard line.
Like tonight.
3 tight end look again here for the Utes. Again, they give it to Tavion Thomas. This time, not as much running room, though. He pushes the pile and picks up 2 up to about the 33-yard line. Keeps both those arms wrapped around the football. And now Utah might go with a little tempo.
Go Giants.